Alright, so I guess this would be Commute and Commune, episode 3. No video on this one. I was not set up for video. Started driving, started having some thoughts, and it was not worth it to set up the video. We got to be safe out here. I'm a dad, right? Got to think about other people other than myself. Anyway, I was just thinking about like my financial goals right now, and just like my goals. I've talked about how I don't like goals, but whatever. Anyway, and just the gratitude that we're already living in, and then like the gratitude that will come when these external situations change. And I was just thinking about how one of my goals right now, and honestly, I would be okay. I say okay. It would really be nice, let me say that, to live the rest of my life not having to drive a car that I worry about breaking down. That just seems so amazing to me. The thought of having so much money that you never have to drive a car that is unreliable. That just seems like a dream to me. We're in a good position with that right now. We have 2 cars that are less than 5 years old, which is fantastic. But I remember driving a black vehicle in the middle of August with no air conditioning. It's not fun. It is not fun. And I remember, you can't drive with the windows up. You'll suffocate. So you got to roll the windows down to mitigate the heat. But then by the time you get to your destination, you smell like you've been playing softball all day, or hiking or something. And I don't mind smelling like outside. I don't mind that outside smell if I've been outside doing stuff. But if I'm just going to work, I don't want to show up with the outside smell. So I remember keeping like a spare t-shirt in my locker at work, so that if go to work and I'm pouring sweat by the time I get there, I could at least change my shirt. And it makes you it really draws the creativity out when there's all these things you have to mitigate constantly. So there was that vehicle. Also on that vehicle, the master cylinder went out. And if you've never had a master cylinder go out on one of your vehicles, I do not recommend it. It is not fun. Please get it fixed as soon as possible if they tell you that's what's wrong with your vehicle. When your master cylinder goes out, you cannot stop your vehicle. So this is actually the same vehicle. This is a 1994... Wait, I think that was the same vehicle. It was either the 94 Civic or the 96 Accord, one of them. The master cylinder went out. And so, you're in this process of determining what's wrong with your vehicle, determining if you can pay for it, determining where to take it, determining who can give you a ride in the meantime, all these things. So I remember specifically being in line at McDonald's to get food one day, and I get up to the window to pay for my food, and I've got my foot on the brakes and my car is still inching forward. And I'm pressing down on the brake as hard as I can while looking at this employee and saying, I can't help it. I'm sorry. I'm going forward. I cannot stop it. I'm sorry. That's embarrassing. I can remember not too long ago driving another vehicle, driving my daughter to work, not to work. She doesn't go to work. She's 9. Driving my daughter to school and just really not knowing if we're going to make it there. Truly not knowing. This vehicle, I think, had multiple things wrong with it. Great vehicle, very reliable until it wasn't. I had to put oil in the vehicle multiple times a week. So I'm going to the store once, twice a week, buying oil, putting oil in the vehicle. It would, the oil would get low. It would just stop. It would just lose power randomly. You didn't really know when it was going to happen, which is really scary, especially if you're driving a child. So I'm driving her to school. I don't know if we're going to make it. And then after I drop her off, I don't know if I'm going to make it to work. And there are certain points of the road that were a little bit more bumpy that kind of made me nervous and gave me trouble. To this day, they still kind of make me nervous and give me trouble. They don't give me trouble, but because I have a better vehicle. But I still remember the feeling. The feeling's still fresh. So I think, we can feel sorry for ourselves for having to go through all this stuff, or we can look forward to not having to go through this stuff. My goals are not fancy cars. My goals are dependable cars. I'm not a car guy. I don't need a fancy car. I just need something that I don't have to worry about. And that's enough for me. And we're living in that now, and it's fantastic. I'm so thankful. So I guess my point is, going through these things increases our gratitude. And I'm not saying this is my be-all, end-all goal. Just having dependable cars. There's more in me than that, right? There's more potential for income and revenue than that. But I think maybe having a goal like that maybe somehow qualifies us for bigger things. I don't know. And I think another thing that I think about is just being able to be in a position where I can want something that I don't need and just go to the store and buy it. Just that. And I know that some of you listening to this might be in that position and might take that for granted. Please do not. The ability to want something that you don't need and just go buy it is a big deal. And I'm looking forward to that. I really am. I don't play many video games, but we have a Switch. We bought our daughter a Switch for Christmas last year. And I'll play it sometimes. And there's a Lego Star Wars game that takes you through all 9 episodes of the Skywalker saga, and it is fantastic. It is so great. It's so fun. If you grew up with the movies, it's great because it takes you through the plot points of the old movies of A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, and you get to run around on Hoth and on a Tauntaun and all that fun stuff. It's really fun, and it's not too hard. I don't like games that are too hard. I'm not trying to prove anything to anybody. But it's really fun. It's really, really fun. And it's like $25 at Walmart. And I've been really tempted to buy it, and I just haven't because it's just not important to us right now. It's not like a smart financial decision. I'd rather buy $25 worth of food or gas. And so that's another goal that I have that might sound absolutely silly to you. It might sound ridiculous. Like, Ryan, just go out and buy it. And I'm just not going to do it. But I'm looking forward to doing it. And by the time I get to that point, I might not even want it anymore. That's a possibility, and that's fine. But just... And again, it's not about having small goals. It's about gratitude. It's about looking forward to when you can do something that is a big deal to you, which might not be a big deal to everybody, but it's a big deal to you. And it's something you can be thankful for and look forward to. So, like, what is that thing for you? What is that thing for you that you want to do that is not big houses, fancy cars, jewelry, all that stuff? What's just that little thing that you want that's just that next step away? Just focus on that. And like, I just think about how happy I'm going to be. And I talk about this with my wife and my daughter, and I'm just like, how great is it going to be when we can go to the beach, and instead of having to drive back home, to eat a frozen pizza, we actually get to check into a hotel or like a condo or something. Like, how amazing is that going to be? Not having to rush home, to be able to actually stay the night. We talk about this stuff. How great is it going to be? And we don't say, how great would it be? We say, how great is it going to be? So just a little reminder today, think about the things that you have now that you used to not have. Think about your trajectory, because where you are is not where you were, and where you're going is not where you are. And be thankful for that trajectory. Be thankful that you have more now than you did in the past. And I think it's that gratitude that will open up doors to the next thing. I'm looking forward to a lot of things, but I'm also really thankful for where I am. And I think that there's a key in that. I think that's very important. So I am almost to my destination. I hope this encouraged you, challenged you this morning, and I will be speaking to you soon.